Hey guys, Paul and Ramos, and this Sunday, October 6th, the Miami Dolphins will be traveling to New England, face the Patriots at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern. Game will be broadcasted on Fox, and I think it's only really going to be local markets in terms of the map coverage. I know a lot of people do have NFL Sunday Ticket and Red Zone, so don't worry, you will get your fix if that's the case. But yeah, pretty sure this will be just a very local market oriented game. Uh, but yeah, it's not a very appealing game. You have two teams that are 1-3. Both teams won in week one and have not won since. Now for the Patriots, you probably would have expected them at this point to be 4-0. I mean 0-4, and then the Dolphins, you know, face some decent opponents, maybe 2-2 at worst. Obviously, injuries and so on and so forth have sidelined the Dolphins from doing so. And then the Patriots have just faced some pretty tough opponents. Through the first 4 weeks, they placed the Bengals, who they surprisingly got a nice week one win. Seattle Seahawks, where they went to overtime with. And then after they faced the Jets and the San Francisco 49ers, and they got destroyed in both of those games. They almost mounted a little comeback against the San Francisco 49ers last week, but not too much to avail there. We're going to get into overall the preview. We have this Dolphins team. This is their second road game of the season. They lost their first road game against the Seattle Seahawks, and then the Patriots have lost their sole home game against the Seattle Seahawks. So both teams have played and lost to the Seattle Seahawks already. In terms of the gambling lines, the Dolphins are favored -1, and in terms of money line, it's pretty much a pick 'em. Both teams are at -110, and then over under set at 35.5. It opened up at 36.5, so it's moved down a point. It's not going to be a high scoring affair. Currently, as it is, these are not two good teams, but some interesting stuff may be happening for this New England Patriots team. There is some turmoil within the organization, and the players are getting frustrated. They think that Drake May should probably be starting, and that's the main reason of this reported turmoil. And I don't blame them. Jacoby Brissett hasn't really done anything too crazy. He has so far thrown for 500 yards, but only he's thrown 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. He's not throwing a lot. He only has 101 passes and 61 completions. So just about 60%, just literally over, just about there. But aside from that, he's not doing anything too crazy. He's not, putting the best foot forward in the interest of this organization for the Patriots. So, and at this point, if you're going to be losing in the manner of which they are losing, you're best off starting your rookie quarterback and just seeing what he can do. Assessing your draft pick, your number 3 overall pick. So, I'm pretty sure Patriot fans have been looking forward to the possibility of this happening. I know I have a few Patriot fan friends, and a few of them have been, more so, let's just wait, sit on him for a little bit, let him get his grips to him, just understanding the NFL life. But at this point, you just got to see what the kids got probably. What I've been projecting from the pretty much start of the week is that at some point we're going to see Drake May take over in this game. And he's going to be thrusted into that role and play multiple drives, maybe this whole second half. That's my very least prediction. I think he is going to get in this game. But it should be known whether or not he's going to be starting. I think they would have probably announced something by now. But with all this news coming out literally today, I think something's will happen in this game, which will be interesting. In other news, they are benching Ramondre Stevenson, the Patriots. And then we have some other news on the injury front. Odell has been taken off the PUP list, and he opened up his practice window. Reports have been circling around. They've been a little misleading, some of them, in terms of whether or not he's going to be suiting up for this game. But he did practice with the team this week, so it'll be interesting to see. So let's just go through the list of injuries. Dolphins, not going to update you too big time, just more update you guys on anything that's happened between last game and this game. And then the Patriots, I'm going to go within the last month. So pretty much anything that happened in between the season, unless I see any significant players on that injury chart. So as it stands, Odell Beckham is currently listed as out with a knee injury. Odell Beckham, wide receiver. Then we also have Jordan Poyer, safety, out with a shin injury. I don't know if he got hurt on the same play as Jalen Phillips in that second quarter, but some people I saw online were kind of criticizing Jordan Poyer for hitting Jalen Phillips, kind of friendly fire, similar to like Patrick Mahomes or Rashee Rice. But it's such a brutal sport, and those things happen from time to time. Friendly fire is a very common thing in these injuries, and it wasn't like he's like, oh, I'm gonna go take out Jalen Phillips. Like, no, that's his teammate, that's his brother. That's one of the guys he's going to battle with each and every Sunday. He's not intentionally doing that. So I saw some fans online kind of getting upset with Jordan Poyer about that. Don't be upset with people. To continue on, we have Skylar Thompson, quarterback, is questionable with the ribs still. And then we have some updates on the injured reserve. I made a video about this earlier this week about Jalen Phillips, outside linebacker. He's on injured reserve with a knee injury. So, yep. And done for the season, unfortunately. But, wishing him the best, and hopefully he has a good recovery. Because I think Jalen Phillips is a tremendous player, and I would love to see him back out on the field for this Miami Dolphins team. Tua still on the injured reserve with the concussion. Same for Cam Smith and Bradley Chubb, still confirmed out. Hopefully, Dolphins can get Bradley Chubb back out on the field pretty soon. But, just waiting. I'm expecting like a mid-season return for him. So, anytime after like week 8 or 9, that's when I'm kind of expecting Bradley Chubb to come back. But let's talk about some of the Patriots injuries. We have a couple of guys listed as out. So right now we have Kendrick Bourne, wide receiver, is out with a knee injury. Caden Wallace, offensive tackle, on injured reserve with ankle injury. This is a big one. David Andrews, center, is on injured reserve with a shoulder injury. And then Cole Strange is out with a knee injury. Marte Mapu on injured reserve with an undisclosed injury. Let's see. Sion Takatiki. Taki. I think I said it right now. Linebacker, he's out with a knee injury. And that's everything that's kind of happened within. Actually, no, I'm wrong. Alex Austin, cornerback, on injured reserve with ankle injury. Jawan Bentley, linebacker, on injured reserve with a pectoral injury. Those are all the ones I'm like finding noteworthy. In terms of everyone else, we have some questionable guys. We have Vidarian Lowe, offensive tackle, and then Michael Jordan, guard. Then we also have Jonathan Jones, cornerback, Nick Leverett, guard, and Layden Robinson, guard. Marcus Jones, cornerback, KJ Osborne, wide receiver, he's listed as questionable with a shoulder injury. Kyle Duggar, safety, is questionable for ankle injury. Jabril Peppers, safety, is questionable for a shoulder injury. And Anthony Jennings, linebacker, is questionable with another shoulder injury. So, as it stands, the Miami Dolphins are tied for last with the Patriots in the bottom of the AFC East standings. Buffalo is in first, 3-1. New York is second, 2-2. New England Patriots, Miami Dolphins, 1-3. This is a big time matchup. You always want to win these divisional matchups. They are the keys to winning your division. If you can go undefeated in your division and still lose, not make the playoffs, because that's just how things are sometimes. But aside from that, like you need to win these divisional matchups. They're big time. They are deciding factors and tiebreakers, and they help you get a leg up on divisional opponents to capture your division title. So, Dolphins dropping 2 divisional games would be very, very crucial in their demise. So, let's hope not. Last but not least, in terms of just pregame stuff, we have a little chilly weather in terms of Miami status. It's 65 degrees up in Foxborough for game time kickoff. Should be good. A little overcast. Should be a nice cool day. Nice little first couple of days of fall in Foxborough, Massachusetts. But anyways, let's talk about the keys to victory. How can the Miami Dolphins win this game? Well, I gotta keep on pounding the table on this. They need to find the proper identity, and I don't think it's passing the ball. But they're not fortified enough on the offensive line to be making, significant pushes for this run game. Now you do have Teron Armstead coming back this week, so that's good to hear. But I think Patrick Paul played decently well against the Titans. Would love to see him get a little bit more action. Anyways, run the freaking ball. Run the ball. This is a bad Patriots team. They're going to try to run the ball too. You want to be the out-physical team here. I understand this team wants to pass the ball. You want to get the ball to the playmakers, Tyreek and Waddle. Sure, but don't do it in the fashion of screens and end arounds and so on and so forth. If you want to do short stuff, do drags, do slants, keep it simple. Tyler Huntley is starting once again, so you want to make it as easy as possible as you can for Tyler Huntley, honestly. So the way they do that, having a solid run game and keeping the reads quick and short, and just stop playing behind the line of scrimmage, okay? So offensively, just run the ball, and then an extension of that is keep everything nice, quick, and simple for Tyler Huntley to read. It is what it is. It is what it is. Defensively, whoever is in at quarterback, whether it's Jacoby Brissett or Drake May, you got to get to this quarterback, and you have to stall out this New England offense, because you saw it in that Jets game. So much pressure. They only scored 3 points. Jets were able to score 24. And that's what you call a good win in the NFL. So hopefully, the Dolphins can apply a good amount of pressure on this Patriots offense and, get the quarterback, get a lot of tackles for a loss, hopefully force some turnovers. With Jalen Phillips going down, I want to see guys like Chop Robinson and Mo Camara stepping in and being key contributors. On top of that, just to add on to some things, we did cut Tim Boyle this week. So currently, as it rides, the two quarterbacks who will be active will be Tyler Huntley, Skylar Thompson. So that'll be interesting to see moving forward how the Dolphins navigate the waters like that. And then last but not least is don't shoot yourself in the foot. Don't put yourself in positions, don't challenge a pretty blatant ruling on whether or not you got the first down or not when the guy's back is to the line of game and the ball is on the other side, not passing the line of game. We gotta stop doing these stupid things. 4th and 1, run it up the middle, QB sneak it. I don't care if you don't have the confidence in this offensive line to make that surge, that push. You just gotta do stuff like that. You got to find ways to be physical. This is a physical game. As much as you want to finesse it, it's a physical game. You got to be physical, more physical than the other team. And currently, this Dolphins team is not doing that. They're getting out physical by almost each and every opponent they've been facing. Aside from that, Dolphins haven't heading into that Monday night game. They hadn't scored a touchdown in almost 2 straight games. In 2 straight games, actually. So I want to see more offensive production from this team. If I see 2 touchdowns from this Dolphins team, I'll be ecstatic. But hopefully, I hope they win. But it's going to be a low-scoring affair. Prepare for a lot of field goals. And, I hope they prove me wrong. I hope they do more than just that. But you never know. I think the supporting cast around Tyler Huntley is there. But I don't know if we're going to be fully on board with Tyler Huntley leading this offense in the passing style. I want this to be a ground and pound team right now and just get in and get out of matches. If you win, cool. If you don't, it is what it is. at least, you know, the running game will be solid. And then on top of that, it will be just a huge complementary factor to when hopefully Tua gets back. On top of that, I didn't want to double check this. Raheem Mostert was not listed here on the injury report that I'm looking at. So he was limited at practice this week. So hopefully he does come back. I think he will be a huge benefit to what I'm even talking about, just running the ball. I think he brings a whole different versatility for this rushing attack for the Miami Dolphins. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up this week's game preview. Week 5 against the England Patriots. Hopefully they can get it done. Wishing for the best, but we'll see what happens when we get there. Anyways, guys, appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.